Hi, everyone, and welcome to Morning Coffee Break. Hope everybody's all right this morning. Today is Saturday, February 25th. February is pretty much over already. Man, that went by fast. Currently, it's 52 degrees. High today's 55. Chance of rain 90%. It's raining now. 67% humidity right now. Winds are at 2 miles per hour and air quality 69. That's moderate. Okay. Today, there will be an out and about with Mike and Joy. We had to go to the Spectrum store because they upgraded our internet speed, and you had to have a new router. And the instructions they sent were you were supposed to order it online, and then it comes to your house, and then you're supposed to send back the old one. And we've done that before, and it's a real pain. Put it in a box and everything. Just it's just aggravating. And so Joy called them, and they said if you didn't want to do it that way, you could go if you had a Spectrum store close by, or if you wanted to go to a Spectrum store, that you could take your router and then trade it out there. So I was real skeptical. I was like, we've been there a couple times and they seem pretty clueless there, for different things. And but this time they actually seemed to know what we were talking about, and they got it and everything, swapped it out, and then we went to Kroger on the way home. But I think I say in the video, I won't be happy until I know that it's working. And naturally, I asked the guy, I said, do you just plug this one in like the other one was and turn it on? And he's like, yeah. And I was like, okay, that's simple enough. No, it needed a new had a new password, and it wouldn't. It kept saying something like internet is not available or something like that when you would try to punch in a. Well, I was trying to, they didn't tell me any different, so I was trying to use like the old password and the old networks. I just figured that the same networks would still be there to use, and they wouldn't work, and so I said, see, I knew it was going to be something. So it was getting aggravating, and Joy called, and then I talked to him, and finally got it squared away. And you had to have the new network. It said something like Spectrum 25 setup, so I thought that was just something for the setup. I didn't know that it was a network. He said they didn't tell you you'd have a new network, and I said no, they just said plug it in and it'd work. He said no, he said it's a little more to it than that. And but it took a little while, but I finally got it straightened out with the help from the guy at Spectrum. But at least they knew that they were supposed to give you the box, but they seem really like they're not very well trained or something. The last time we went there, it was for an issue with my phone. I think it was the storage, if y'all remember. That guy was like, I don't know anything. I was like, really? You don't know anything? He's like, no. He said, I've not been trained for stuff like that. I said, oh, okay. I said, okay, we'll see ya. And I got the issue taken care of, I think, as far as the storage. It still uses the systems category. I think it is systems. I think that's the one that it keeps. It builds up real fast, and it just eats up my storage. And then what happens is I'll start getting rid of the cache, but then once it gets to where it's almost used all your storage, something happens, and it goes back to it goes from like 85 or 90% full to 36%. So I don't know how it does that on its own, But that's what it's been doing lately. And it's about to that point today. I'll have to look and check on it. So, you know, it was aggravating, but we got it. And it's faster as far as like navigating around, you know. But I haven't noticed that it's any faster uploading, really. So I don't know if that's what it was for or not, but it is faster. Like when you go, let's say from YouTube to Facebook, and then you click on something, you know how it can be slow when you click on things for it to switch over and do things. It's doing that faster. So yeah, I guess it was all worth it, you know. Okay. What's for dinner? I fixed Philly steaks last night and seasoned fries. And I'll swear we got the seasoned fries from Aldi. And we have bought those fries for years. Ever since they've been there, we bought them fries. Not every time we go, but a bunch of bags by now, lots. And their seasoned fries aren't the same, y'all. I hate to say that. They're just not. If you've had any of them, tell me what you think. Or if you've had them before and you try them now, see what you think. They don't have as much seasoning on them. I wish I had saved my old pictures. You know, I do so many pictures of food, I just delete them, you know. I wish I had some of the older ones, though, of those fries, because they were practically orange before. They were like orange colored because they had so much seasoning on them. Not that it was overpowering. They were great. They were perfect. The ones yesterday really did almost taste like regular fries. I was like, you got to be kidding me. I said, Logan, I said, what do you think? I said, do you think these fries don't taste as good as they used to? Or, I mean, they're good, but you don't taste the seasoning. And he said, no, I don't either. I said, they have cut back on the seasoning on their seasoned fries. I mean, if I'm wrong, I might be wrong. But I swear, when you use something for years, you know, let's say Oreos, you've eaten them ever since you was a kid. And all of a sudden, there's this space where the cream doesn't go all the way to the edge anymore. I'm going to notice that right away with anything that I'm used to having. But yeah, they're not the same. They are not the same. Maybe it was just that bag. But look here. If y'all remember those fries, excuse me, they don't even look like they hardly have any seasoning on them, if you can tell. And honestly, they used to be, you could really tell. They were, like I said, almost orange. They had so much on it. And now you can't even hardly tell, y'all. I'm not kidding. I'm like, come on. You mess with things, make it smaller and smaller. Then you take a seasoned fry and you put less seasoning. You know, where does it stop? I mean, so I don't know. It's just a pet peeve of mine. And I really think I'm right, though, because we've had them too many times since they opened. I mean, we probably, let's see, how long they've been there now? 5 years or something like that? 4 or 5 years? Well, we've probably had 40 bags of them in that amount of time. So, they weren't the same. They were not the same. So tonight, we haven't had soup and a sandwich in a little while. Probably about a week or so. Maybe 10 days. I can't remember. But we said we were going to do it every week in the winter, and I don't think we did last week. So we're going to have soup and a sandwich tonight. I need to use the rest of those hoagie buns, too, that's over here. Okay. Yeah, I can't believe that about those fries. They don't even look the same at all. Just aggravates me so much. They're sitting around. What else can we do to cut back on things and make more money? That's what they're sitting around doing, obviously. Okay, got a few tidbits. Space telescope uncovers massive galaxies near cosmic dawn. Previously, astronomers discovered what appear to be massive galaxies dating back to 600 million years of the Big Bang. But a recent finding by James Webb Space Telescope spotted even older galaxies dating to 300 million years of the beginning of the universe. The size and maturity of these 6 apparent mega galaxies stuns scientists. And rare primordial black hole discovery leaves scientists stunned. According to the researchers, a rare hidden primordial black hole found recently may show that there were thousands more large black holes stalking the early cosmos than previously thought. This black hole formed 750 million years after the Big Bang and was 1 billion times the mass of the Sun. Oh my goodness, can you imagine how big that is? It was found at the center of the galaxy. And what's causing Iceland's deserts to turn purple? The desert landscape in Iceland is turning purple day by day due to an invasive species. The vibrant lupine plant is native to Alaska and Canada's far north. The plant was first introduced in the 1940s, but it has practically colonized the entire island. Although lupins enhance the soil's quality, they pose a risk to native plants and birds. Okay. Let's find nice news. Okay, how Olympias Cornelius Johnson's legacy lives on through an 87-year-old oak tree. Cornelius Johnson won gold in the high jump for the United States at the 1936 Olympics held in Nazi Germany. Along with his medal, he took home an oak sapling and planted it in the yard of his family's Los Angeles home. Though Johnson died just 10 years later, at age 32, the oak tree still stands tall, a physical representation of his legacy as one of the many black American athletes who took the podium during those games and resisted the then ethos of the country that hosted them. And him planting his tree was a way of saying, "I beat you, we won." Susan Anderson, a curator at the California African American Museum, told CBS News, Johnson's tree is one of about 24 oaks left standing from the 1936 Olympics, and it has now been designated as a historical monument in LA. That designation is due in part to the work of Christian Cosmas Mayer, a Vienna-based artist and with a particular interest in trees with historical significance. He lobbied to save this one when the land was bought by a developer, and thankfully he was successful. Okay. A relic of the 1800s, Morse code is being revived in the modern age. The 200-year-old system of Morse code is making a comeback in the U.S. While there are currently fewer than 3 million amateur radio operators or hams left, that number is on the rise. The American Radio Relay League, the largest membership association of amateur radio operators around the globe, saw an increase of Morse code participants by 10% in 2021 from the previous year. In 2021, we had the best year we ever had, and I can't see how the interest in Morse code tails off. Scott Robbins, owner of the ham radio equipment maker Vibroplex, told Smithsonian Magazine. So what's the attraction to a coded 19th century telecommunications language in the high-tech world of text messaging and artificial intelligence? Operator Steve Galcut said that transmitting Morse code from a mountaintop is like being a clandestine spy and having your own secret language. Well, that's interesting. And they were supposed to have. It's raining though, so I don't know if we're going to go. I thought about going. They're having Tipton Haynes Farm is a historical spot here in our town, and they're having a reenactment of the battle for the lost state of Franklin. You know, that road that's nearby is called State of Franklin. And, you know, that was a separate state. They tried to, you know, make it a separate state, a new state, and it never did work. And they had a battle here in our town on Tipton Haynes Farm. There's the one that owned the farm was a colonel or something, I don't know. And they had a battle there, and they're doing a reenactment. So I'd love to go, but it is raining. Maybe if it stops raining, it's doing it till like from 9 in the morning till 3 in the afternoon or something like that. But if it's raining, I don't know if that's going to be that great. Okay. Quote of the day is from Rosa Parks. Each person must live their life as a model for others. All right, everybody, that's going to be it today for Morning Coffee Break. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, I hope you'll press that like button. Also, subscribe if you haven't already, and share this out. And hit that so you get all my videos as soon as they come out. My plants are starting to sprout a little bit. When they all get sprouted and look, you know, they're just real teeny right now, about like that. The ones that I got eggplants aren't, the eggplants, I'm having some problems with those seeds from Burpee with the eggplants. When they come up, you know, the seed has to pop out of the little seed. You know, it has to break out of it for it to have its like first leaves. Well, and I have to help them sometimes. You know, I'll kind of push it a little bit, I mean squeeze it a little bit and then pull it off. Well, the eggplants, the sprouts don't seem strong enough to bust through the seed. So what's happening is they're growing about this big, and then the top of this, at the top, the seed is still on there. They can't break it open, and then it dies. The little top part dies, and it just kind of turns brown on top. So I've had that happen before. Hi, kitty. I've had that happen before, but not where it's like a lot of them, you know, just one here and there. So I had to plant some more seeds of another brand, Fairy Morse, I think. So it takes a while for them to sprout. So the eggplants are going to be behind from the get-go. I may have to, if they don't do well, I'll have to buy some eggplants. But I'm not going to have that many this year. I'm just going to have Black Beauties. If I have to, I'll buy some, but you know, I don't want to. But it just seemed like these seeds, they're not doing well of the Burpee. Everything else seems to be doing fine so far. But I'll have a show and tell one morning and show you all the little plants. I'm getting ready to start tomatoes next. I grow tomatoes, eggplants, and all the varieties of peppers indoors. And then when it starts getting warm, I transfer them outside back and forth and let them get used to the sun. Because they got to be used to full sun before you can transplant them, or they'll just fall over out there. They'll just get droopy and fall over and die if they're not used to the sun. So kitty's down here laying down here beside of me. So anyway, I hope y'all enjoyed this today. If you did, I don't know if I did this already. Did I do that already? If you did, yeah, I think I did. So, you know. So thanks for watching, everybody. Definitely check out the Out and About with Mike and Joy later on today. Bye, everyone, and God bless.